here we go. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming to this pre-production workshop. I know we've had some difficulties to get here, but I'm glad we're all here together now. So what this is like, I realize like sometimes like I don't even realize that I've been using these words and people might not know what they are. So like pre-production, sorry, it's so loud. Pre-production is just like everything that happens like before you start filming something. So like you might think like, oh, I'm just gonna like, I have this idea, I'm just gonna get a camera and like go out and shoot it. But like, if you're gonna like make this idea well, like probably you wanna have a bunch of planning before you get to actually shooting the film and then actually like editing the film and making a final product. So what we're gonna do is just go through a few of the different things that you can do to prepare a film project and get ready to get started producing things. So step one, of course, is just like the idea. So that's always the start of everything, is just to have an idea. What are you trying to make and why do you want to make it? Like, why is that important to you? Why do you want to put this time and effort and creativity into it? And so there's a few things that you kind of want to keep in mind with this. One is the feasibility of the idea. Like what that means is like, is this possible for me to make? So like, I don't know, like I know some people like they love Star Wars, they love like sci-fi, whatever, but like I'm not sure you're gonna make the next Star Wars like at Georgetown or quarantined in your house right now. So you need to be thinking about like, what can I make like with the resources I have in the setting that I'm in, especially like right now with like the pandemic, like obviously we're like way more limited than we usually are in terms of like getting actors and going places and being with people. So thinking about like how to be responsible and make sure that you're not putting anyone in danger is also really important. Another thing is just like the finances of it. Like if you're trying to make Star Wars at Georgetown, like I guess you could like build a spaceship, but I don't know where you're gonna finance that. So just be aware of that. And I think we'll mention it later too, but there is like, you can get some help, like you could apply for grants and stuff if you wanted, or also like GUTV is like able to help out with some of the finances for movies. So you can definitely keep that in mind if you just need to like buy like a fake mustache or something, like that's definitely doable. But just like keep in mind like the scale of your ideas and the scope. And then the last thing with the idea is just like, I guess it's always helpful to like start at the end, like think about what your end goal is and like where do you want to put this movie? Who do you want to show it to? Do you want it to go just up on YouTube and Vimeo? Is it maybe for a festival? Is there like a competition? And that's always just really helpful to think about like the length of the movie and just like what you're trying to accomplish with it.
So a little bit about the process of writing out your script. This can be something that you can do, and it can be very personal and improvised, sort of like just however you feel like making it, or you can look up templates online. And so generally what you'll find online is that you have a title page with the name of your project, the draft number, date, and then your scenes, and how you head that is like you designate if it's an interior or exterior scene, and then the location, the time. And also we offer a script writing workshop, and we have one coming up this week, I believe. So you should stay tuned for more info.
So the next thing is to sort of think about like your timeline for your project. So I talked earlier about like thinking what's your end goal. So maybe there's like a festival that you want to submit for and it has a deadline, and then that's like a very obvious like end goal. Or maybe it's like you're trying to make this like this semester at Georgetown. So that's kind of another like set date that you should be working around. But think about like what date does this need to be finished by, and then work backwards and give yourself extra time because everything always gets pushed back. So think about, there's kind of different like checkpoints you want to think about. One is like a rough cut, like that's just like the first version of your film that like looks kind of finished, I guess. Another would be like, when do you want to make sure that you have everything filmed by? Another is, when do you want to make sure that your script is done, or like that your pre-production is finished? So you need to think about like all those different steps and then set like specific dates for each of them to hold yourself accountable and to just hold the whole production accountable as well.
So something else that you want to think about when you are working on your pre-production is your budget. Um, so you need to be aware of your price range. And Maya kind of already went over this a little bit, but you need to think about what you're going to be buying and who's paying for it. So like if it's your parents, if it's you, if it's GUTV. And we do have a part of our budget that is allocated to fund student projects. So like reach out if you would be interested in that. Okay, another thing that's really good to do is to create a storyboard. And so what this is sort of just like a visualization of the shots that you're going to do with your camera. And it's almost like a comic book, or at least that's how I see it. You kind of have like the little picture with a very like rough sketch of what it's going to look like, and then either dialogue underneath or maybe some like directions indicating what kind of shot. And it's really good to have this when you're pitching a project, or just to reference when you actually go to like shoot these shots.
And like the storyboard is supposed to be kind of like it's like you're making your movie before you've like actually made it. So you're like trying to like plot out like what it's gonna look like exactly. And another way that you do that is through a shot list. So I don't know like where we're all at in terms of like film terminology, but a shot is just like the angle, like it's like what's appearing on the screen and like the angle of what you're seeing on the screen. So it could either be like a close up, like it could just be like on my eyes right now, or it could be like on my whole face, or it could be like on the whole room that I'm in. Um, and that's sort of like the different shots. And so before you like get to the set, you want to have an idea of what sorts of shots you want to get on that day. And another thing that's really important, it's called coverage. That's like the term for it, but it just means that you're getting like enough variety of stuff and that you're getting like everything you need. So if you're shooting the scene and it's like a dialogue between two people, but you only ever like your entire time the camera is just on one person, then you're gonna have a lot of trouble like when you're trying to put that scene together in the end, like making that look like a normal conversation between two people. It's gonna look really weird. So like you need to make sure that you have both like maybe like a shot, like this is called like a wide shot where you have like both of the characters and it has like the whole scene happening, but then you're also going to want like a shot of one person and a shot of the other person so that you can like cut between the two, and give yourself options once you're editing the movie. So that's really important. And there's like, these are just a few examples of like some shot lists that people have used for GUTV projects. And it just kind of like has some notes about like you can like number the shots just to keep it organized, and then you say like the shot type, and if there's like if the camera moves at all, and just like a little description of it. um, and yeah, you just kind of go through and do that for every scene. And then once you're out shooting your thing, then you have an idea of like, oh yeah, like I need to get this shot, and this shot. Then it's also really helpful later once you're editing to just like have the list of that somewhere. And then you can be like, oh yeah, I remember I got this, and this, and so I can use it in this way. So that was kind of a lot of like technical jargon. But if you have questions about that, feel free to like ask, or also at the end you can ask questions. But one other note with this is just that we are going to have a visual storytelling workshop in I believe 2 weeks, because I think next week is screenwriting and then it's going to be visual storytelling. So if you're interested to learn more about like how to like do shots, like frame those shots, and like how to make things look pretty and tell stories in a visual way, then you should definitely show up to that.
So another thing that you want to think about for your project is how big your cast and crew is going to be, and like who's going to be in it. And something that we want to remind you guys of, especially right now when a lot of us like aren't in super social settings, is that you don't necessarily have to like be in the same place to work on a project together. So if if you were working on a project with someone else that lived in a different state, one person could do the editing, one person could go out with their phone or whatever camera they have and take the shots. It can be like being or collaborating doesn't necessarily have to like necessitate a physical shared space. But at the same time, something that we want to remind you guys of is once you bring other people onto a project, you want to make sure that you're upfront about schedules and that you coordinate. So you don't, sort of like get stuck somewhere. And we have a member of the GUTV board who is our acting outreach board member, Mac Riga. And you can reach out to him because his job is to pretty much help you build your cast and crew.
So yeah, another thing right now that is probably a little different than usual is equipment. Usually GUTV has we have like a whole office just filled with all these like gadgets and cool cameras and lights and audio stuff, like everything. And usually we are able to share that with you guys and let you guys use that whenever you want. But it's a little different right now. Obviously, you're probably not going to have like a super nice camera to work with. Maybe you do, good for you, but probably most of us will be like filming on our phones. And that's okay. That's I think there's still ways to be like creative and make cool things, even without like the equipment behind you. But that being said, like you should still be thinking about like for what you're filming, like what do you need for it? Um, so like there's like audio, video, and like lighting. Um, and like even right now, like if you're filming like an interview over Zoom or something, like make sure you have good Wi-Fi, make sure you're in a quiet place, make sure your computer is charged. If you're filming on a cell phone, make sure your phone is charged. Maybe you have like your friend there with you so they can use their phone as a flashlight or something. So just make sure you have like all the things you need, or maybe just like bring a flashlight or whatever. Make sure you have like the things you need for whatever you're filming in whatever way you're filming it. Another thing is just to make sure you have like the props you need and the costumes you need and stuff. And so a really helpful like way to do that is like with your shot list, or just with any like with your schedule. If you have like a schedule document, just make sure you know like on this day I'm gonna need this, this, and this. And then before you go out to shoot that day, make sure you have all those things. That's a really good way to check yourself. Um, and so GUTV actually has someone who specializes in equipment. He is like loves to buy cameras. He's like very good at it. It's kind of scary. So feel free to reach out to Alvaro. That's his net ID if you want to like geek out about camera equipment. Yeah.
Okay, and also we advise that you think about the setting of your project, and not only like is it feasible considering your budget, but also once again, especially right now, is it safe? I guess also in general, like maybe don't go like wandering into abandoned places without kind of scoping it out first. But also, right? Oops. Also, don't go into super crowded places. But I think this is something that Maya and I have been talking about right now is like a really, hey, Maya, right now is a really opportune time to kind of get creative and like work with our situation and express what's been going on in sort of an artistic way. So you can do stuff like in your kitchen, your front porch, and also something that I've found out with Zoom is you can create your location through editing and post-production or like a virtual background.
Very good point. So yeah, this is the last part of that process is just to put it all together. So there's like we went over like a lot of different things you should be thinking about. And you need to come up with some organizational system that's going to work for you, whether that's like a spreadsheet with lots of different tabs, whether that's like a big document with like everything in it, like your schedule and your shot list and your script and everything. Or if that's just like a folder maybe with all those different documents separate. You just need to make sure that you can like get to all of those things. Also, like when you're communicating with your team, it's really important that everyone is going to have access to those important documents. And then make sure that you also print those important documents and bring them to your shoot if you're like going somewhere and shooting something. And yeah, Danny DeVito approves. So that was kind of like the pre-production information. That was a lot. So before we have this like Lionsgate promo for this new film. But before we do that, I just want to like pause and open the floor to questions if anyone has any.
I'd say I don't really have any questions about that presentation. I was just wondering, before you get into this, is there like an email list I can get onto for the the Georgetown Television Club?
That's a great question. Yes, absolutely. You can just email GUTV at georgetown.edu, and they'll walk you through how to get added to our listserv. But that's a great question. Because yeah, we send out like a newsletter. I think it's every week, just like talking about like the workshops we do and just like what we're working on. So, and also just like they're like funny emails. Like they're really good. Mac writes them, so it's a good one to have.
I guess I have a question about, you were talking about like recruiting actors or people that you need to be in your movie. I was wondering if you mainly source those just from like personal connections, or if you partner with like other clubs, say like the acting clubs or like improv, or like what have y'all done in the past and like what has worked, what hasn't?
That's also a really good question. So it used to kind of be just like whoever you knew, like you would just like get your friends to be in it, or like if you like knew people who are in like theater stuff, like people used to do that. But we started like 2 years ago. Max started, he came on board as our acting outreach director. And that's like, he is like very involved in like the theater scene, the performing arts scene at Georgetown. I think he's a theater minor. And so he knows a lot of people in the department really well. And he's been able to like sort of try to publicize some of our work there, and has like a lot of connections there. So that's why he's a really good person to reach out to. He knows a lot of really talented people, who can like get involved in your project if that's what you're interested in. So yeah, we do have that acting outreach like segment. And yeah, I guess it might be a little less active right now just because I'm not sure how much like the theater groups are doing, but like definitely if you wanted to do like a fiction piece, if you needed actors, I would definitely talk to Mac about it. He could definitely help you out. And we've done in the past, we've done like auditions for projects, and then like they would like film like screen tests and stuff, but it's like up to you. It's like depending on your project and like the scope of it, whether you want to like do very in-depth auditions or whether you just want to like talk to a couple people and see if they're a good fit. It's totally up to you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions, or do we want to jump into this promo? Promo it is. Okay, let's see if this works. Can you guys hear the audio? No? Damn. You know what? I'm not gonna. Yes, do you know how to fix it?
I don't know exactly how to do it, but I know there is a video or a button where you can press it and it'll share your audio with all of us.
Yeah, that does seem. Okay, wait, advanced. Wait, no, that's sound only. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of not feeling like figuring this out right now.
I think it's at the top, like if you like I don't know.
Let's see.
Like if you, what is it? Like not scroll, but like hover your cursor over like the top of your screen, or the like lower part of your screen. Like sometimes like a panel comes down and it allows you to share video. I'm not sure.
I'm at like audio settings. What am I looking for? Share.
Yeah, I think it's like share audio. Like if you like hover over the top, like a thing comes down when you're sharing your screen, and it'll show you like a bunch of different options.
I see something that says like you are screen sharing, but I'm not really seeing the audio. Oh wait, share computer sound. I totally got it. Okay, wait. I think we got it. Thank you guys. Thank you for being new. Okay. Does that work?
Guess what?
Yay! Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. So we'll watch this trailer. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Okay, now we're watching this trailer.
There she is. Guess what? Daddy is going to get you dressed for school today.
We are descendants of the gods. This land was always ours. But we must never relent. We're nowhere
Virginia, right? I can tell. You're special. We are the future. You're not like the others. I'm coming!
Whoever you were before, that's over.
What are we doing? What is the plan? We go tonight.
911, what is your emergency?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did not know what this was before, but it's like a partnership we're doing with Lionsgate. They sometimes do that, I guess, where they want like different clubs on campus to, I don't know how to get out of this, but they want like different clubs on campus to like, I guess, partner with them and get the word out about their movies. And so they obviously come to us because we're a film club. And so if like you're interested in like film marketing and stuff, we can also try to put you in touch with some of those people too. But they gave us some free codes for watching this movie for absolutely free. So if that looked interesting to you, then guess what? You're all getting a code. Good for you. And I made this like Kahoot in case there were a lot of people to like compete for the code, but it's up to y'all if you would like to Kahoot or not. I know they can be kind of annoying. Yeah, are we in for a Kahoot?
Wait, so do we have to Kahoot for the code?
Yes, let's Kahoot for the code. Let's like have a little competition.
Wired
Okay.
to the code.
Is it like one? Is it one code?
There's a number of codes, but I'm not gonna tell you how many so that you're like in the competitive spirit. Let's Kahoot.
Okay.
Let's do it.
What if we just share the codes with each other?
Jeffrey, no.
That's a good point. I'm not sure how they do that, but let's see how it goes.
Oh, are we
I
getting
guess
on the
we're-
Kahoot?
I guess we are. I don't totally know how to Kahoot either, so let's see how this goes. Are people in? Okay, I'm seeing Iman.
Wait, can you bring back the pen? Sorry.
Oh, my bad. Here, wait, I'll send you the pin.
Oops. I also still need the pen because I'm slow.
And wait, sorry, I'll send you the link too. Do you guys do a lot of Kahoots? Is that like popular now?
No.
No? Okay. We'll make it a thing.
I did it in high school a lot.
Really? I only heard of it in college. That's funny. Okay. I'm seeing everyone but you, Margaret. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's do this thing. GUTV pre-production survey.
I think you need to share your screen so we can see the question.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, how do I like pause it then?
You don't, I don't think.
Okay,
Oh,
we'll
if
skip
you just
this
go to
guy.
Kahoot. Yes.
Okay, well, that was the first question.
we all got zeros, so it's fine.
Yeah, it evens out. The correct answer is what might determine the feasibility of your idea. I think you guys got it. So, okay.
Wait,
Is
what's
everyone-
Jack Access?
That's like a GUTV special insider insider joke.
Okay.
But I guess Margaret's gonna get that one. But it's like GAC is like this like Nickelodeon like slime thing that was like sold, and like Mac used to like be a little obsessed with it and like constantly talk about it in our meetings. So that's
funny.
GAC.
And, like, to be spent entirely on gas.
Yeah. Okay. Are we ready for the Kahoot of our lives?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you all have
No,
0.
I'm winning.
Congrats.
Fun.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, I'm so dumb.
You're close. You're close.
I thought it was the same as the last one where like they're all correct, but like never mind.
Oh, you got it. You'll get it on the next round. You'll
Great
get it.
start.
We'll see. We'll see if you get that sweet code. Okay. Okay. Yay! We got it. This is just like a test of like how quick you guys can answer. So choose the best one quickly. Okay. Yeah, way to go. Awesome. Come on, you're killing it. Okay. Okay, this one might be harder actually. Let's see how good your memories are. Let's see. Oh, close. We almost got it. Okay. Damn.
No.
Yeah, Jeffrey, come on. Yeah, Mac is really cool. You guys should all talk to Mac.
He's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real one. Yeah, way to go.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 10.
What?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. So, okay. Dexter for the win. Oh no, Dexter got 3rd. Okay, never mind. Margaret, okay. And the winner is, come on, woo!
Even
Way
on
to
the
go.
podium.
Put the code in the chat. Put it in the chat.
I'll actually wait. I'll just like, can everyone put their net ID in the chat, and then I'm gonna like send you all the codes. I think I have to send individual codes, but we have 5 codes, so everyone's watching this movie.
Yeah, I want to go.
Yeah, you're getting a code, Margaret. And you get a code. You get a code. Everyone gets a code. Yeah, that was great, guys. Thank you for cahooting with me. I'll take your net IDs down so I know them all. So, okay. Other than that, the other thing was the documentary stuff. So how many of you guys are actually interested in the documentary project?
I'm like 40, 60, 40 being
Okay.
interested, 60. It's not because I'm not interested. It's actually just because I'm actually doing like an arts course right now. So I have a lot of critiques. So I'm like,
That's awesome.
weigh my commitment at the moment. But yeah.
No, totally, yeah. Okay. And Margaret, nice. Jeffrey and Dexter?
I don't know much about it, so
Fair.
I'd consider it. Yeah, I don't know much either, but I'd consider it.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just gonna talk about like the documentary project. What it is just like we're trying to do like a series of like short documentaries from different Hoyas, just about like their semesters or just like the world right now, like things they find interesting about the world, just to try to like document what's happening right now and just like all the weird little things that are different right now, and just like share with the Georgetown community like different stories of what's happening. So we're kind of trying to get that going, but yeah, we'll see what the interest is. We'll see what happens. I feel like I guess I'll just show you guys like I'll show you guys what goes into documentary prep just to show you, I guess. And also because I want to show you this GIF of, what's his name? Kylo Ren. I forget his name. Adam Driver. There you go. So yeah, this is just a documentary project. Just to tell you guys briefly, like documentary planning, like people think, oh, it's a documentary, like you don't like you just go with a camera and like film the world, like you don't have to do anything. That's not true. Documentaries take a lot of work too. And you have to like choose a topic, you have to like choose subjects, you have to like prepare questions if you're like doing interviews. And also like there's lots of different types of documentaries. Like there's like super like interviewing ones, there's more like just sort of observing ones, but even those you have to like kind of have an idea of what you're trying to get. Or there's like a history narration, kind of like this is what happened in the year 1852 or whatever. So one thing that you do have to do is like think about like your narrative. Like if I'm talking about love and dating during COVID, like I need to like think about like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna find this couple and I'm gonna see like how this couple's like relationship changes over the course of a month or something. Or I need to think about like I'm gonna like talk to a couple who broke up, or I'm gonna like record like a date, like a Zoom date or something, you know, like you have to think about like what exactly you want to do and like what you're hoping to get out of it, and like how you want to film it. And then you have to put together a production plan that sort of addresses all those things. And so for the documentary project, we're hoping to have everyone submit some production plans by late September so that we can just like look over it and make sure everyone's sort of on the right track. And yeah, based on the interest form, I'm going to be reaching out to people, and sort of like saying like what might be a good fit, based on what people have said. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for listening to all of this. I hope some of it was interesting. I hope we enjoyed the Kahoot.